Okay folks, today we're going to do tape removal. There's two types of tape stuck onto these two documents. There's pressure sensitive tape and there's a gummed linen tape. To start with, we're going to put some kind of, some moisture, introduce some moisture into the gummed tape so that we can begin to soften the adhesive underneath. So I'm just gently spreading some methyl cellulose. You could use wheat starch paste on this. This is going to need to soak for a while, which is why I'm doing it first. I'm trying not to go over the edge of onto the document. And just gently persuade it out to the edges. If you do go onto the paper, it's not such a big deal because it won't stain, but preferably we don't want to. So that's a fairly thick layer. It does need to go right to the edge, otherwise the edges won't lift. So that's just the regular methyl cellulose with a spatula. You can see I have two here. I'm going to put this one to one side so it can soak, and we'll have a look at the Scotch tape. This is quite a wide Scotch tape. It's 313, which is actually a tape that's produced to withstand low temperatures. Let me just clean my spatula a little bit. So spatula and tweezers, I have a tacking iron, which obviously we don't have at home. You could substitute a domestic iron for this. I'm going to put a weight on top of it just to hold it in place. I've got the whole thing on a sheet of wax paper or silicone release paper. Obviously when we take the tape off it's going to be sticky, so we don't really want to be touching anything else. So let me just, excuse the banging, increase the light a little bit. So tacking iron's nice and hot. Yep, mostly. I'm going to go to one edge, a small corner, and just gently warm it up with the tacking iron until it releases. When I've lifted a corner there, and I'm just slowly peeling it up, I'm going to put my tacking iron against it. Once I've got a corner lifted up, the objective really is to get it warm enough that it releases the adhesive without peeling the ink. So, which it is doing there. If your tacking iron's too hot, it may melt the plastic, which in some cases is actually a bonus. But I think if you can release it in one piece without melting it, it's preferable. You can peel it back in one single go. So just moving the tacking iron up and down as it warms, just carefully peeling it back. I want to keep it at a low angle rather than lifting it up. I'm peeling it to the right so it doesn't skin the paper. So it's obviously leaving a fair bit of adhesive here, which is as I would expect. This has no tear underneath it. More often than not, if you're removing Scotch tape, it's supporting a tear. So beware of the tear. Excuse my rhyming. And there it is. As per with most repairs, this is now doubled over onto the other side, which is why I've got silicone release paper here. I can now put it face down onto the silicone release without fear of it sticking. Again, I should be weighting that down a little, not on top of the adhesive on the back. And if I can get to a corner, corners are a better starting point than edges. And as I did with the other side, just gently warm it. Tacking irons at about 340. As I say, you could use a domestic iron for this, preferably just the tip so you can see what's going on. And there's my Scotch tape.